going to start here this evening.
All right, doing it a little different tonight because Brother Dean's going to sing for us. He warmed himself up on Sunday night. But anyway, and I messed up the, what page was it? Somebody tell me. 398? 398. I gave poor Terry the wrong one, and she's about to put the wrong thing up there. It's my fault, Joe. I can't see either. Anyway, tell it again. And I just knew. I did the research this week on this song, and I just knew with a title like this that it had an interesting story, and lo and behold, it had an interesting history to it. Lady's name is Mary Bridges Slade. You see her name on the left there. She was a resident of a little place in Massachusetts called Fall River, and that town was made famous by the 1892 Lizzie Borden murder case. It has nothing to do with our hymn tonight. And you'll remember she was tried for brutal murder of her father and stepmother. But Mary Slade, the lady in question there, wrote the lyrics to the song, was a pastor's wife and lived her entire life in that area of Fall River. And but it's a small town, and seems probable that the Slades might have known that Borden family who went through all of that. This lady, Mary Slade, had also written a hymn called Footprints of Jesus, and her hymn's the one we're kind of spotlighting tonight. It's called Tell It Again, and it's based on a true story, and here's the story. Years earlier, a missionary visited a dying boy in a tent in a gypsy encampment in England. The missionary bent over the boy and recited John 3:16, and you know it well, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. And with the missionary finished, the dying boy faintly whispered, "Nobody ever told me." And this is the story that inspired Mary Slade to write her hymn, Tell It Again, way back in 1876. At least that is what Mary said, although she did not reveal to anyone that we know of who told her the account of that gypsy boy there in England. But she may have thought of Paul's words in Romans chapter 10 and verse 14. Let me read that to you. And I love this. This fits perfectly with this song. I hope you think about that when Brother Dean sings it. And Romans 10:14 says, "How then shall they call on him in whom they have not believed? And how shall they believe in him of whom they have not heard? And how shall they hear without a preacher?" Isn't it wonderful that the preacher is going to sing the hymn tonight? This music was composed, the musical part of it, by, you see the name there on the right, Ringdon McCoy McIntosh. Mr. McIntosh was born in 1836 in Murray County, Tennessee, wherever that is. He worked as a composer, a musician, and music editor. This particular hymn, by the way, he first published in a publication called Good News, or Songs and Tunes for Sunday School, Christian Associations, and Special Meetings. And I like that. He left this earth in 1899, but he left some wonderful music to this, and Miss Slade left some beautiful, beautiful lyrics. And I hope it's a blessing to you tonight. Brother Dean, come on and sing it.
Into the tent where a gypsy boy lay, dying alone at the close of the day. News of salvation we carried, said he. Nobody ever has told it to me. Tell it again, tell it again. Salvation story repeat o'er and o'er, till none can say of the children of men, nobody ever has told me before. Did he so love me, so poor little boy? Send unto me the good tidings of joy. Need I not perish, my hand will he hold. Nobody ever the story has told. Tell it again, tell it again. Salvation story, repeat o'er and o'er, till none can say of the children of men. Nobody ever has told me before. Bending, we caught the last words of his breath, just as he entered the valley of death. God sent his Son, whosoever said he. Then I am sure that he sent him for me. Tell it again, tell it again. Salvation story, repeat o'er and o'er, till none can say of the children of men. Nobody ever has told me before. Smiling he said as his last sigh he spent, I am so glad that for me he was sent. Whispered while low sank the sun in the west, Lord, I believe, tell it now to the rest. Tell it again, tell it again. Salvation story, repeat o'er and o'er, till none can say of the children of men. Nobody ever has told me before. Amen.